Welcome to my community on Afrocentric Television, channel 15.8. This is the station that brings about what's going on here in Houston. You know, by extension, the United States, especially with us, the diasporans. My name is Kola. Welcome to the show. And today, we will be talking to two of our very best, I would say, because, I mean, everything African, promoting Africa is what we do here on Afrocentric Television, which y'all know about anyway. However, there's a new thing we've been talking about. It. You can, in the last two episodes or editions, we talked about Ethiopian Airlines, right? Their inaugural flight. Even when Ada and I were together, we spent about 7 minutes just praising what Ethiopian Airlines has been doing in the Houston area, and the fact that they are here and connecting us to Africa is something you can't buy, guys. Usually you fly elsewhere in the United States just before you can connect, or somewhere to Europe before you can connect to Africa. But now you can do it directly from Houston and back also. So joining us today is going to be their country manager for the Houston area, Sasha Hulish Lake. Welcome to the show. Did I see your name correctly?
Yes.
I did.
Thank you, Cole.
See, I'm half Ethiopian too. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So tell us about this Ethiopian airline. I'm super excited about it. You can tell from day one when the mayor hosted, the EA community, but with from your inaugural flight to Houston. That was a unique experience that we had here in Houston. I saw Nigerians came out en masse, and other Africans came out, Caribbeans, even Caucasians came out, just because it's something it makes life easier, connecting Houston, the best city in the whole of the United States, if not the world, to Africa. Tell us about EA.
Ethiopian Airlines is, as you know, the fastest growing airline in Africa. And it, in fact, actually has been selected as the best airline in Africa.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. A couple of times. And serving Houston has been a work in progress for a while. And we've been working actually towards launching this route for quite a long time before we started our operation back in December 17. And that was actually a great event that you mentioned about, and actually launching the flight by itself to serve our African community here was actually a very good initiative. And we were so proud to be there at that moment, promoting our airline at the same time. And of course, the Houston city was a great supporter of ours in the process, and we were quite happy.
Of course, we have the best mayor of all times, you know. Right. So what routes, I learned you have operations in other cities too, like the Chicago, Washington, D.C., New York, right, and now Houston. So those are the 4 hubs you operate out of in the United States.
We're currently covering 4 cities in the United States, with 5 flights and 22 weekly departures. 22
departures.
That's right.
Outside of the United States.
All from the United States.
Wow.
We have a daily flight from Washington that has been there for quite a while. As you know, we've been serving the Washington.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember when we had a deal in Chad, we had to fly Ethiopian Airlines, and then we had to first fly to DC, then fly from DC at night to connect to. I was like, why? There should be something. Unfortunately, you guys are a part of Star Alliance, correct?
We are. Yeah.
And that used to be a route for United Airlines when they flew from here to Nigeria directly. Yeah. So people with such mileage, they can use their mileage on Ethiopian Airlines as long as they are Star Alliance members.
That's right. Actually, we're a member of the Star Alliance, and we're also partnering with United to cover the whole of the United States.
Oh, so the local flights for Ethiopian Airlines, say I'm in Dallas and I'm trying to fly Ethiopian Airlines to Nigeria, so to say, it could be operated by by United Airlines from Dallas to Houston, then right, connect Houston to Africa.
That's right. It's going to be from Dallas to Houston, with our Ethiopian Airlines flight to Lome to whichever Nigerian city you want to fly.
Or anywhere in Africa.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's right.
So the partnership is still there with United under the Star Alliance program.
Sure.
Fantastic. So what routes do you all fly from the United States?
Right now we're flying out of Washington, Chicago, and in New York we're serving both New York and
New
York.
Jersey.
Yeah, both EWR and JFK. And we're also flying out of Houston now.
Of course,
So
home base.
it's a total of 4 cities with 5 flights.
5 flights, 4 cities, and 22 routes from the United States.
22 flights.
Flights,
yeah.
rather,
Yeah,
from the
that's
United
right.
States.
Yeah.
So what routes do you fly from Houston? Do you fly anywhere from Houston, or?
Actually, the Houston flight is departing from Houston with a stop in Lome and proceeds to Addis Ababa. But for our West African connectivity, we're using our partially owned airline, Askai.
Oh, I know Askai.
Yeah, it's a good airline. Actually, we're using that connectivity to cover the West African seas.
Oh, bravo! And
Yeah.
what is the layover like? An hour, 2 hours, maybe?
It's mostly 2 hours to an hour, depending on where you are flying. It's not.
There's not a
thing.
long wait.
No.
It's not the 4 hours in Europe or 6, 8, 10 hours in Europe
Oh, no.
extended.
No.
Fantastic. So, but people connecting through Addis, you guys provide accommodation for your passengers.
That's right.
If they have a long, like an 8 hour, 9 hours transitioning period.
Oh yeah, for any 8 hours plus stay in Addis Ababa, we provide accommodation at any point, actually, provided that it's a connector ticket and we're flying the passenger all the way through to his destination. We actually give accommodation and like visa.
Okay, yeah. In case the passport does not permit them regular entry into Addis.
That's right. Yeah. And speaking of accommodation, we now have our new hotel.
Yes, I read about that.
Yeah, a
5-star hotel.
owned by Ethiopian Airlines. It's called Skylight, and actually that hotel is expected to have 1,000 rooms. Apparently, it's still actually it's not. We only have finished 373.
That's a
rooms.
lot. 300 something rooms is a
They're in
lot.
service, and the rest 673 of them are coming up.
How far is it
it's
from the
under
airport?
Construction.
How far is it from the airport?
Very close. I would say maximum of 3 minutes drive from the airport. You can see it actually, yeah.
Wow.
On the terminal.
I am definitely staying over there the next time. 5-star hotels are my choice,
Yeah, sure.
So, what does Ethiopian Airline offer their passengers? I know, there are customer experiences on airlines from the point where you got your ticket to where you go for checking in and then boarding, and then in flight, then to when you deboard and, till you go to your final destination. What do you all have to offer customers in between?
Comfort is the number one.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
We give comfort. Our fleet are 5 years and younger, and they're all.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're all. I would say new. For instance, if we take the Houston route, we're operating the 787, the Dreamliner,
Right.
which is the Boeing's latest technology. So with that, there wouldn't be any doubt actually that we'll have a very good comfort
Right.
flying in, and our business class seats are actually a full flat lying bed seats. So
just like
knowing
we're
that
doing
you're-
with the Polaris on United.
That's right. That's right. Actually, for us, it's a Cloud9. Cloud9 is a combination of a first and business class.
What?
So as we don't have a first class,
Let's lay it straight. On TV now, I am never going to be flying economy on Ethiopian Airlines. It has to be that. I enjoy that. Come on now. That's awesome.
yeah.
So it's what did you just call it? There was a name you gave it. It's
Cloud9.
Cloud9.
Wow, yeah.
Like you'll be gone. You wouldn't even think
You'll
about
be in the
nothing. Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So and I flew y'all this past January when I was coming back from Nigeria, and it was quite an experience. I had to tell friends, and till date I think I've had 12 of my personal friends taking that flight. As a matter of fact, one came back 2 days ago.
No.
2 will be coming back this week from Nigeria, and they all give me their feel because I needed to know how the flight was, how the experience was for them, because I enjoyed it. Most I'm gonna compliment you with this though. There are lots of beautiful hostesses on board. and they were very polite and very, very understanding. That's rare. I guess because they're Africans, they understand that this majority of the people on this flight are Africans. And so they were very, very tolerant. You know, I was like, even I was getting pissed off at some passengers. But then they will come with a smile and, you know, make you feel very comfortable and like, okay, it's okay, everything's done. Because it's a long flight, people get frustrated sometimes, you know. But I'm glad you all have those well-trained and mannered hostesses on board. That's a beautiful choice.
Yeah. We're known for our service, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the great African hospitality mixed with, you know, the authentic Ethiopian hospitality.
Yeah, authentic Ethiopian hospitality.
Which is like very humble in nature.
So, why did you choose Houston? I know you've had DC in existence, New York in existence, and Chicago in existence. So why Houston?
You can tell easily because Houston is an area where we have the largest West African community. And as you know, Ethiopian has been working hard for the last 73 plus years, trying to connect Africa together and closer to the world. So
I like that.
Yeah, we're somehow bringing Africans to Africa to get that connectivity, and actually, of course, it's a business decision.
And that's something we still have to talk about. Well, it only makes sense for you to do that, right? Because when you have the largest concentration of Africans in the United States and there's no flights taking them directly to their hub, then that wouldn't be a good business idea. But I'm glad y'all thought about it, thought it through, and it came to pass. Awesome. So what is Ethiopian Airlines doing as regards preserving and promoting the African culture?
Actually, we're quite involved in many social activities.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're supporting community events, and again, you know, since it's an African-owned airline,
right.
We don't have a way to say even no for a minute for any African, you know, initiative. So
right.
it's that's also a part of our socio-economic value. It's in our value statement.
Awesome. So cultural events and all of that. Don't worry, you will have to work with Afrocentric to get things going. So now I know we highlighted something on connecting Houston to Africa. And I know one of the things the management of Afrocentric TV and Ethiopian Airlines is trying to do is what we call connecting Houston to Africa and by extension the rest of the world, which is you fly over 100 routes, correct?
127 routes.
127 routes.
International routes.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we have 22 domestic flights as well.
Whoa.
Yeah,
okay, so that's huge. I thought it was 119, but now 127. That needs to sink. All right, and 22 local routes. So I know you're working with the management of Afrocentric to connect Africa, or connect Houston to the world, and that could be connecting the whole of the United States to the world, because you have hubs in Chicago, DC, New York, New Jersey, New York, and then Houston area. But because we are Afrocentric and we are here, we will start with our city, right?
That's right.
And my understanding is part of that is to go to all the routes that Ethiopian Airlines flies, to learn about the culture, to promote that route, of course, and then learn about the culture, the food, the language, the traditions, and of course tourism in that part of the world. That's a huge project to embark on.
That's right.
And that is something Ethiopian Airlines is supporting and part of their initiative, correct?
That's right. That's
wow.
Right. That's right.
I'm in. I am in.
Thank you.
We have to preserve that culture. Even within a city in Africa, there are different tribes and they have their own unique culture. We need to learn that and let the world see the beauty of Africa.
Yeah, to promote that, actually, we have a specific department called Ethiopian Holidays, where we form a package to promote a country and a particular place for the rest of the world. So what we do is, let's say for a place in Tanzania, be it in Nigeria, we have a holiday package out there to be sold. So passengers can have the ease of access where they can buy the package, which
so it includes
the
flight, hotels, tour.
Exactly. So it's convenience, trust. Passengers tend to build trust when it's
because
by
it's something.
airlines.
Yeah, because it's something they know somehow, somewhere they feel that sense of security somehow.
That's right. And when we go out to promote that, actually, we're equally promoting the culture of that, that country.
Region. Yeah.
So that's what we do mostly.
Bravo. And that's, hey, I'm saying this out there. Afrocentric management. I'm going to be leading this one for y'all. I don't care what y'all say. I'm going to be leading that one. I just have to put that out there for Afrocentric because they may have somebody they want to know. But I love traveling and I enjoy it.
Come with your group.
Right?
Yep.
We will do that. We will do that. Sure. So, and the next on my agenda is the plans to work with Afrocentric television to bridge the gap for Africans traveling or that are willing to travel. Whenever Ethiopian Airlines have a price drop in tickets or a bonanza or some tickets or some fare that will not hit the pocket so hard. I'm gonna compliment y'all on this though before I go on that. You guys take it easy with the Africans. I notice if flying other airlines could be very expensive, but your prices are usually, something that is very, very accommodating.
Mostly,
yeah. Yeah, very, very competitive,
That's
but then accommodating too.
That's right.
I don't know how y'all do it, but keep it up. Don't change, right? And that's one of the reasons why I think the plans to work with Afrocentric would make this huge. And as the viewers can hear live now, and they can already feel it. If you're living around the Louisiana area, living in Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, neighboring states, neighboring cities, Houston is the hub for them, and then they connect through United Airlines to Houston, and then they can take the flight from there to anywhere they want to go. In Africa or anywhere in the world, they plan to go. They
even drive at times.
Yeah, because because by the time you're right,
yeah.
Absolutely correct, and I love that. So this is that season we are now. I learned that Ethiopian Airlines did something just this past weekend. Yeah. It's International Women's Awareness. Let's say Women's Week. Tell us a little bit about what y'all do with that, because I learned there was an all-women flight. Tell me about that, please.
Ethiopian has celebrated actually March 8th, International Women's Day, by operating all-women crew flights for the 6th time now. This is our 6th time, but
really,
this time it's special because it's across Atlantic coming to Washington. And we've done this actually in the past, but it's in a way unique because we have.
Of course, it is unique. All women.
Yeah, all women operated flights where the flight technicians, the pilots, which includes the captain, the cabin crew, the ground staff, everybody being women. On top of that, that flight had our vice president and higher management in the airline. Aboard, yeah. And it was a very successful actually flight where our competent women were flying in the sky.
And that's one thing I know for sure, not just the airline, but Ethiopia as a country does. I think about 50% of their parliament or
cabinet.
The cabinet, they call it, right? Yeah. They are women.
Yeah, 50%.
They support women.
That's right, actually. There's a support for women in the country, and actually this is considered as a motivational way of doing it, because we're promoting and actually inspiring others to come to the aviation industry, because we have women everywhere in the airline, and the management position, where we have some skilled staff as well. So it's very uncommon to see actually a men dominance within the airline. So we're quite happy, and as you can see, I'm a woman managing the station. So
managing the whole of Houston, the big hub.
Yeah.
But that explains the level why Ethiopian Airlines is successful today. You know, there's that acceptance for women to an equal playing field for women. And that's awesome.
We want that beautiful. Actually to be copied everywhere. As you know, in Africa, we're quite challenged with, the uncovered part, right? Where women are somehow overburdened with both the household.
I know. They belong to the other.
And raising children as well, where they're not seen equally. But
I am
this
with
one
you.
gives,
I am with you on that. I know what you're saying, and being growing up in Nigeria. These are things we see, we experience, and men feel like women belongs to the kitchen or elsewhere while they go out there to make all the money. But whenever the tides turn, women actually save more than we do, men. They do a lot. I tell anybody, my wife is my boss. It doesn't matter to me what anybody thinks, but as long as I'm happy, she's happy, the home is good.
That's right.
Yeah. So that explains a whole lot. That if you give women the chance they deserve, and in government or in any region, enterprise, just name it, they are very enterprising too, and there's that possibility for them to thrive and be very, very successful, and that's why we call them the pillar, because without them the structure shakes, right?
That's right.
So they are. I salute women, and happy International Women's Day to y'all. So anyway, as we bring this to a close, tell us a little bit about what you think your potential passengers need to know about Ethiopian Airlines, other than what we have discussed so far.
Well, Ethiopian Airlines is a great airline.
Of course.
We're very known for our service. We have a great connectivity. We know Africa better than any other airline.
I agree.
That's our motherland. And it's an African-owned airline at the same time. So I would expect our African travelers to choose Ethiopian Airlines. It's mainly actually serving Africa and promoting actually the continent as well. As you know, the market, we're taking probably, I would say, only 20% of the market share at the moment from the continent.
Well, working with Afrocentric TV, the sky is just it's just a flying ground. Let's put it that way. And that's where we begin, right?
Oh, yeah. So, awesome. We have to always support African airlines.
Of course.
So they can benefit from, the activity within the continent at least. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, guys, you heard it all from, I call her Sasha, Sasha Hulish Lake, right? So she is the country manager for the Houston sales and traffic and everything you might think about for Ethiopian Airlines here in the Houston area. And then we urge you to support us at the station Afrocentric Television to support Ethiopian Airlines. Very soon you'll see the background is going to change a little bit. There's going to be sponsorship from Ethiopian Airlines. So they are actually supporting my community, and I just thought to let y'all know that they've been a great supporter from day one that we met them through the mayor's office in Houston area, and then they've been supportive. We've been having talks, and there's more to come. There's a whole lot to come. And if you want the best tickets out of Houston to Africa, of course, don't think twice. It's EthiopianAirlines.com. You can't miss it. Anyway, don't touch the dial. Stay out of trouble. That we will be right back.
We are all born unique. Each of us has our own story, but the courage to write it makes us different. The courage to trust our intuition and listen to the inner voice louder than the noise around us. That courage to discover our own identity, formula, inner flow, and energy. The audacity to create our authentic self and experience an abundance of joy. I can do it, she can do it, he can do it, we all can do it.
My parents were always my inspiration. They told me I could be whatever I want as long as I had hard work and dedication. Some people said I shouldn't dream, but I did, and here I am today.
It's encouraging and personally very pleasing for me to hear more female voices in the flight deck. The number of women in different leadership roles in various parts of the airline is fast increasing. Today in our country as well, the contribution and the success of women is being highly recognized, and our country is actually being applauded for the bold and historic move it made to have 50% of the highest leadership roles in government held by women.
African women at the Academy are given ways of navigating the challenges ahead of them. They're encouraged to achieve and continue their career in the aviation industry. That will drive the African aviation business forward.
We have what it takes to create the next generation female aviation experts. That's what we do here.
Ethiopian is committed not to just remove possible barriers for women's participation, but more so to advance their personal and professional goals in aviation. Gender equality has been and continues to be an integral part of what we always do.
You know what's so inspiring for me? Seeing Ethiopian female pilots dressed in their uniform and fly high in the sky.
Our competent women pilots, aircraft maintenance technicians, ground service operators, other skilled workers, and all women in leadership roles in the various parts of the airline are all inspirations to the young African women.
Private and state-owned companies need to create inclusive and diverse workplace. That is what Ethiopia has achieved and maintained. Diverse and inclusive culture that enables women to reach their aspirations.
As we mark the International Women's Day, we celebrate the progress we made towards empowering the African women and the contribution of women to the socio-economic development of Africa. Have a pleasant flight to Washington, D.C.
I want to use this opportunity to appreciate the King of Glory for the opportunity He has given unto me to see another year. It's a privilege to live for another 365 days. I'm so grateful to God, the author of life, who doesn't know how to fail. No wonder the Bible says loving kindness is better than life. I want to celebrate the King of Glory. I want to appreciate Him for the kind of favor He has shown unto me. And I want to catch on this opportunity to invite you for the forthcoming 90 minutes with God. By the special grace of God, we're going to be looking at the theme, divine favor for connection. We all need connection in the journey of life. And that's why I want you to join me as I celebrate my birthday in the place of prayer on the 7th of March at Divine Connection Christian Center, 12515, Houston, Texas, Suite G. I want you to catch on this opportunity and come and speak to the Lord, the author of favor, who want to connect you to the next level. My birthday present that I'm looking for in the presence of the Most High God this year is that God will go an extra mile in meeting you.
Never fail, your love is true. Your love is true. You rescue me.
It's a Good Time Tour. Live at the Rebention Music Center, 520 Texas Avenue, Houston, Texas. Yes, DeVito will be live in Houston Sunday the 15th of March, 2020. Come enjoy unlimited entertainment with the multi-award winning Nigerian-American Afrobeat superstar. The Omo Baba Alowu crooner will set the stage ablaze with performances from his latest album, A Good Time. For tickets, visit livenation.com. sponsorship considerations. Call 832-298-8400. Brought to you by Duke Concept and Check Pay Nights. Afrocentric TV channel 15.8 will be on the red carpet.
To all women and men around the world, we fly to inspire.
Welcome back to my community on Afrocentric Television channel 15.8. This is the station that brings about we Africans in diaspora, especially here in Houston. By extension, of course, the United States. But, you know, we are always protective of our Houston heritage because we love Houston. And this is Texas anyway. So we extend it, of course, to our brother today in the Dallas area because he's coming to Houston to perform for us. This is something he had done sometimes in the past. I was there. I had to, you know, go to Dallas just to witness that. It was called the Ankara Festival. Of course, it's different from the one hosted by Peter Lentini in LA. This one is for Texas and neighboring cities and states, and of course, it goes as far as international. Joining us to talk about that today is the man himself, Mr. Lawale Ogundeye. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir.
So you go by Lawale Victory.
Yeah, that's my stage name.
Stage name.
Lawale Victory.
Why the Victory?
Victory. When growing up, at least I already have the dream that I'm gonna be a musician.
Wow.
So when I eventually started a band, I was like, oh, victory at last.
Victory at last.
Yes.
I like that. And I learned you played with KSA himself, Baba King Sunny Ade.
King Sunny Ade. I was with him for like 6 years.
Wow.
I toured with him all over America, London, Canada, name it. So later decided 2005 to be on my own. So that was when I came to America.
And then you settled in here.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, just in case you do not know, Lawale Victory is my neighbor back in Bagada in Nigeria. Yes. You know, so there's a lot of people may not know that. So it's not that I'm interviewing someone I do not know. Of course, I know of him, I know him, and I went to support his first Ankara festival.
Yes.
About
the fourth one.
The fourth one at the time, and
yes.
That was
2014. Yes, sir.
Right? Yes. And this year is going to mark the 10th one.
The 10th one.
And also your 10th year anniversary.
Yeah, 10th years on stage.
On stage, rather.
Yes, sir.
Right? Yes. So tell us about this Ankara festival. What does it promote the African culture? What does it entail?
Okay, initially the way we started Ankara Festival, one day me and my friend were just gisting and we said, Dallas is too boring. What can we be doing? And one said, I can't be doing jeans carnival. I'm like, jeans. What about Raf? I'm like, Raf. I said, let's do something that's going to bring Africans together.
Nice.
And I said, at least Ankara is an African wear, at least West Africa. So that's how we started Ankara Festival.
So you have fashion,
music,
you have music, you have comedy, and you have people from all walks of life. Because I remember coming then, you had booth. You have people that have is it African accessories
yes,
or clothing lines
yes,
or whatever, as long as it's Afrocentric. Yes. You have them over, so people from all walks of lives can be a part of it and buy from these vendors.
Yes, we have vendors at least all over.
While you play live music for them.
We have live music and we have a comedian.
That keeps everybody entertained.
Yes, we have various designers.
Of course. That has to happen. That has to be a part of it, right? So this event at Lent is going to be sometimes in April. April 24th,
Yes.
right? What time does it start, and where is it going to happen this year?
It's going to happen at the Olive Palm Event Center in Mansfield.
Mansfield is in Texas, is in the Dallas area, right? And this is Olive Palm is where you guys always use, or you change location?
We change location. This is the first time we're doing it there because this is going to be big, and Olive Palm Event Center is a big event. At least the capacity is 800.
Oh wow!
Yes, sir.
So you're expecting people from all walks of life. Where can one get a ticket, or to when they want to book a reservation, or they want to do, vendors wants to get a booth, or they want to place an advert or sponsor the event?
They can get it on Eventbrite.
On Eventbrite.
Or they can email us.
Okay.
On the email.
That's ankara.texas@gmail.com, and also it's Ankara Festival 2020. .eventbrite.com.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will have that information out there because this is going to be a 10th year anniversary or a festival, let's call it that way, for you and also for Ankara Festival. So that's for Houston, that's for Dallas, and that's why you don't see that much energy on there, because I love everything Houston. Man, not that I hate Dallas. I mean, I'm in the Dallas area for the most part. However, I know there's going to be an event this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend.
This weekend.
On Friday.
On Friday.
Yes, sir.
Where is it going to be?
At the Cafe de Ville restaurant.
Oh, here in Houston, on Bissonnet.
On Bissonnet.
Oh, I actually have it right here. Nice. So it's going to be called the Spring Festival.
Yes.
Well, it's spring break already anyway, right?
Already, yes.
Wow. Time flies, man.
I know.
So Cafe de Verve is going to, and your PR is Overcome Media.
Yes.
Shout out to Overcome Media. She's always doing, something to promote Africa already anyway. So we enjoy our company, and we love to work with her. So there's going to be live performance by you.
Yes, sir.
Well, what time does the door open? What time does the event start?
From 9
p.m.
9 p.m.
It's a night thing, man.
It's a night. All night.
So you're going to be here live in Houston,
Yes.
like you are with us now. So by Friday, March the 13th, you will be hosting, or you will be hosting Houstonians.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Coming back to Houston.
Coming back to Houston. Is this your first live event in Houston, though, right?
Major.
Yes. So you've been here to host events here and there for weddings and things like that.
Yeah.
But this time you're coming to perform for Houstonians.
Yes, sir.
Do they have to pay to get in?
No, it's free all night.
I like free. I'm sure Houstonians will be happy for this. I like free. So it's 9 p.m. till dawn, and it's a Cafe de Verve at 14165 Bissonnet Street, Suite P, Houston, Texas 77083, and that's the cross street on Bissonnet and Howell Sugarland. Cross street, Bissonnet at Howell Sugarland. That's where it is. So we would expect y'all to be out there to support. Is there a dress code for this?
No,
or you can just come as you are?
Just come as you are.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So there's no need to buy a ticket.
No
You can just do a walk-in, and it's an all-night thing.
All night.
You must have a lot of energy trying to perform all night.
Oh, well, at least I have my backup singer, Toby. She's going to perform for like 1 hour before I get on stage.
Wow. Is she going to be here before the event, or
Yeah, she's going to.
or she's coming on that day of the event?
No, she's coming on that day of the event.
Oh, okay. Is she out there in Dallas also?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. So you're bringing the Dallas crew down here?
The whole band is coming from Dallas.
Wow. Wow. We're super excited to have you here in Houston. We hope and believe that Houstonians will embrace this as a one-off. I know there are many events over this weekend coming up. I know the video is coming over the weekend also. I think it's on the 15th, which is a Sunday. But beautiful thing is you're giving us the high life, and then Davido is giving us the hip hop. Oh, Houston is blessed, man. We are blessed. So, however, for the Ankara Festival, that's going to be in Dallas. It's going to be on Friday, the 24th of April 2020. Starts at 6 p.m. And to get your ticket, you can email them also on Eventbrite, right? That you can get your ticket on Eventbrite. And also, if you need reservations for bookings, vendor, adverts, and sponsorship, they can call 405-371-0207 or 347-238-7507. And all this information will be right here so people can, make that contact and, get the sponsor the event. I mean, we will be there to support you guys, and that's what we do. And thank you for gracing our studio with your humble self.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Lawale. I learned you've been doing this for a long time, and
Yes.
we hope and pray that you keep growing in wisdom, in strength, and and may God enlarge your coast.
Amen. Thank you.
So, any word for your potential, let's say, attendees? What do you have to tell them?
Okay, yeah, what I just have to tell them is that at least as we've been doing it, they've been coming, enjoying it, and this year is going to be different. We have a lot of packages for them this year. So that's why we're using Olive Palm Event Center, because we want them to be comfortable all night. This year is going to be different.
Bravo. So what you heard it all from the man himself, Lawale Victory, Mr. Olawale Ogundeyi. He's going to be performing live here in Houston on March the 13th, right? On Friday, March the 13th, and it's an all-night event for the Houston side. It's called the Spring Fiesta, and it's going to be at Cafe de Verve, and that will be at 14165 Bissonnet Street, Houston, Texas 77083. The cross street on Bissonnet is Bissonnet at Howell Sugarland. I hope you come out to support this great man. Very humble. I love him. He's a talented musician, and for someone to play alongside KSA, you can tell that's a talent right there, right? So please do come out to support, and he's going to be performing all night. And he has Toby, he's a backup singer that will entertain us first, then he will get on stage to bless and grace the stage. And also in April, he has the Ankara Festival, Texas, not LA, not anywhere else, Texas. Yes. And it's going to be somewhere in Dallas, in Mansfield, Dallas, right? And that comes up on April the 24th. Which is a Friday also, 2020. Doors open at 6 p.m. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. And also, again, for adverts, for bookings, for vendors, and for sponsorship, call 405-371-0207 and also 347-238-7507. Until then, okay, you can also email ankara.texas@gmail.com. Stay tuned. Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.
It's a Good Time Tour. Live at the Revention Music Center, 520 Texas Avenue, Houston, Texas. Yes, DeVito will be live in Houston Sunday the 15th of March, 2020. Come enjoy unlimited entertainment with the multi-award winning Nigerian-American Afrobeat superstar. The Omo Baba Alowu crooner will set the stage ablaze with performances from his latest album, A Good Time. For tickets, visit livenation.com. Sponsorship considerations, call 832-298-8400. Brought to you by Duke Concept and Check Pay Nights. Afrocentric TV channel 15.8 will be on the red carpet.
To all women and men around the world, we fly to inspire.
Welcome back to my community on Afrocentric Television Channel 15.8. This is the station, like you know, that brings about what we Africans in diasporas are doing, positive events, name it. But today we had the privilege to talk to the country manager for Ethiopian Airlines, and she, in fact, the interview was phenomenal. So she was able to bless us with their routes and a lot of things Afrocentric and Ethiopian Airlines will be doing together, just to promote not just the route, but to promote the culture, and also give offers to Houston or Houstonians that are willing to go to West Africa or anywhere Ethiopian Airlines flies. And on the second, secondly, we spoke with a gentleman, Mr. Lawale Victory. You know, this is a man I know that is very, very diligent in what he does. He has worked with King Sunny Ade in the past, and he set up his own band. And now he's bringing everyone to Houston to perform for us for free on Friday. On Friday, March 13th. Starts at 9 p.m. at Cafe de Verbe on Bissonnet. The cross street is Bissonnet and Howard Sugarland. It will be a great pleasure to honor the event, to be there, and to enjoy, because it's spring break anyway, so you know, what a day, or a way rather, to wind up the whole week and enjoy the Friday evening with him. He also has an event coming up on April the 22nd, is the Friday also, starting from 6 p.m. in Dallas, or rather April 24th. Is a Friday in Dallas area, Mansfield, Texas. It'll be a great pleasure. We will be there to grace the red carpet and also press release, I believe. You know, I just hope and pray that we all come together as Africans to support one another in events like this, and that preserves our culture. It's called the Ankara Festival, Texas. You know, to promote the culture. You know, you can sponsor this also. You just call them on the number we show you and email them ankara.texas@gmail.com. And it'll be nice to be there and to see you all over there too. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Afrocentric Television, channel 15.8 is who we are. And our social media, which is our Facebook and Instagram at Afrocentric TV 15.8 and Afrocentric TV on Instagram. Until next time, stay out of trouble. I remain your host, Kola Akinmuyiwa. Take care.